His phone came back. He did not. That single fact should stop every single person watching this video cold. Because when an 18-year-old boy goes missing on an island and the friends who left without him return to shore carrying his phone, the first question any mother asks is simple. What is on it? Christine Wells Wansley asked that question. She opened her son's phone. She went into his Snapchat. He had 2 accounts. And she found nothing. Not one image. Not one video. Not one snap. On a boy that his own mother described as someone who would come to her right before bed and say, "Hey ma, come take a picture with me." 2 accounts. Both empty. Within the 24-hour window before Snapchat content expires. That detail just changed everything about this case. And today on Darkness of Beneath Crimes, we are going deeper into the Nolan Wells investigation than any channel has gone. We are following the documented evidence, the court filings, the autopsy findings, and the digital trail that 6 technology companies are now legally required to hand over. If you are new here, this channel does not skim the surface. We go where the real answers live. Subscribe right now and hit the bell. Because this story is far from over. Let us start from the beginning. Because the beginning is where the first lie, if there is one, was told. Nolan Xavier Wells was 18 years old. He played wide receiver for Southwest Mississippi Community College. He was a 2025 graduate of Ocean Springs High School. He was a college athlete. He was somebody's son. He had a birthday coming up in August. He never made it. On July 4, 2026, Nolan boarded a boat with a group of friends heading to Horn Island. Horn Island is a barrier island sitting approximately 10 miles south of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. No running water. No permanent structures. No easy way off unless someone comes to get you. The boat departed at 9:56 in the morning and arrived at the western tip of the island at 11:14 a.m., according to documented records from the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. He arrived at 11:14 in the morning. His body was found 2 days later, and the 18 hours between those 2 timestamps remain the most contested, most questioned, and most legally explosive gap in this entire investigation. On July 6, 2026, at approximately 8:45 in the morning, authorities discovered the body of Nolan Xavier Wells on the shoreline of Horn Island. Dental records confirmed the identification. The confirmation had to happen that way because the body had already entered a state of decomposition by the time it was found. 2 days on a barrier island in July heat along the Gulf Coast does irreversible damage to physical evidence. And someone, somewhere, may be counting on that damage. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department was called. Authorities said they suspected Wells drowned. The official preliminary position was that there was no initial indication of a crime. But here is what was happening simultaneously and what the official statement did not address. His phone was not on that island. His phone was not in the water. His phone was in someone else's possession. His friends had taken it with them when they left Horn Island without Nolan. They brought it back to shore. They brought it to a house. And by the time Christine Wells Wansley used Life 360 to track it down, she found it at the home of one of the boys who was on the boat. She tracked her dead son's phone to someone else's house. Now tell me, does that detail sit comfortably with you? Because it should not. And it did not sit comfortably with her either. Let us talk about what Christine found when she finally held that phone. According to documented statements by Christine Wells Wansley, when Nolan's phone was returned to her, they found no pictures or videos on his 2 Snapchat accounts, and she called it suspicious, believing something was removed from his phone. She did not call a press conference immediately. She did not go to social media. She opened the phone. She checked both accounts. She checked within the 24-hour window that Snapchat content is active before it expires. Both accounts were empty. Now think carefully about what that means. Snapchat content disappears from the user's view after it is opened or after 24 hours. But if Nolan had posted anything on July 4th, that content would still have been visible if the phone was accessed before the 24-hour window closed. Christine was there within that window. Both accounts. Nothing. For a boy who, according to everyone who ever stood near him, documented every moment of every social gathering. Who his mother said would come to her right before bed just to take a picture together. Who his friends admit was present on that island. Who had a phone. Who was surrounded by people and water and a holiday celebration. There is nothing. Not a photo of the ride out. Not a video of the island. Not one snap of the water. Not a single timestamp placing him anywhere on July 4th after that boat landed at 11:14 in the morning. That is not normal teenage behavior on a holiday. That is an absence that demands an explanation. And now, with legal force, the explanation is being demanded from the most powerful technology companies in the world. Stop here for a moment. I need you to drop a comment right now because this case is splitting people directly down the middle. Do you believe the phone was deliberately wiped before it was handed over? Or do you believe Nolan simply did not use his phone that day? Drop your answer in the comments. Because what you are about to hear next is going to make you rethink whatever you just wrote. On Tuesday, July 29, 2026, Attorney Gary Bufkin of the Ridgeland law firm Carroll Bufkin plc filed 5 subpoenas in Mississippi State Chancery Court on behalf of Christine Wells Wansley. Those subpoenas were issued simultaneously to 5 separate targets. TikTok, Snapchat, Meta platforms, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and Life 360, the GPS location tracking application. 5 companies, 5 simultaneous legal demands, each one carrying the full weight of a Mississippi court order. The subpoenas demand the companies turn over all documents, all electronically stored information, all records and data associated with Nolan's accounts. They demand all subscriber information, all communication history, all direct messages, all photos, all videos, and all GPS location data linked to Wells' phone number and email. But here is the element that changes everything about this legal filing. The subpoenas also demand all IP addresses associated with every login to Nolan's accounts. Do you understand what an IP address tells investigators? An IP address is the digital fingerprint of the device that accessed an account. Every time anyone logs into a social media account, from anywhere in the world, that platform records the IP address of the device used. If anyone logged into Nolan's accounts from a location Nolan could not have been, that IP address will show it. If any account was accessed after Nolan was no longer alive to access it, the timestamp will show it. If content was deliberately removed from any account at any point, the server log will record the gap between what was posted and what was left. That is what is hiding inside the servers of those 5 companies right now. And those companies have exactly 21 days from receipt of the subpoena to hand it all over. 21 days. The clock is running. And the digital evidence does not care about anyone's version of events. Now let us address what digital forensics actually reveals. Because this matters enormously and the details are damning. When you delete a file on your phone, the image disappears from view. The snap clears. The video evaporates. The message is gone. Every person who has ever cleared their phone believes they erased it completely. They are wrong. When a digital file is deleted, the visible reference is removed, but the underlying data remains embedded in the device's storage until the operating system gradually overwrites that space with new data. Think of it as writing in pencil, then erasing. The graphite lifts from the surface, but the impression in the paper remains. And under the right forensic light, every stroke comes back. What does that mean for Nolan's phone right now? It means this. If content was deleted from that phone, whether hours or days before it was returned to Christine, that content may still exist in the layers beneath what any ordinary examination would reveal. It requires a forensic acquisition, a process where investigators extract a complete copy of the raw data stored on the device, including everything beneath the surface interface. But here is the detail that makes this case even more intense. The family's subpoenas are not aimed at the phone. They are aimed at the cloud. Because here is the difference between what a forensic acquisition of the phone can reveal and what the server subpoenas will reveal. The phone holds what was stored locally. The servers hold what was ever transmitted, posted, uploaded, or accessed through those platforms. And the servers cannot be wiped by anyone who held that phone. The only way to delete server-side data is to physically access the company's infrastructure. Nobody on that boat had that ability. Those servers have been sitting untouched since July 4th, holding everything, waiting, and now they have been legally commanded to speak. The subpoenas also request login histories, password reset records, two-factor authentication activity, IP addresses tied to account events, and records that could identify anyone who exchanged messages with Wells. Login histories. The record of every time anyone signed into Nolan's accounts and from which device. Password reset records. If anyone attempted to change the credentials on his accounts after July 4th, that attempt is documented in the server logs. Two-factor authentication activity. Every time a platform sent a verification code to Nolan's phone number or email address, that event was logged with a timestamp. If anyone tried to access, modify, or clean those accounts after Nolan went into that water, the servers recorded it. Every single attempt. And Christine Wells Wansley's legal team is coming to collect every one of those records. Now let us talk about what the independent autopsy found. Because this is where the physical evidence intersects with the digital evidence in a way that is impossible to dismiss. The family commissioned an independent autopsy conducted in Washington, D.C., performed by a former chief medical examiner. They did not rely on Mississippi's state medical examiner alone. They brought in their own expert, someone with no connection to Jackson County, someone with no professional relationship to the local officials managing this investigation. The independent autopsy returned a cause and manner of death of undetermined, pending investigation. Not drowning, not accidental, not natural causes. Undetermined. In forensic terms, undetermined does not mean there is no answer. It means the evidence currently available cannot support a definitive conclusion. It is the finding of a careful, responsible forensic expert who refuses to sign their name to a cause they cannot fully support. And that finding opens every door that an accidental drowning ruling would have permanently closed. Attorney Ben Crump, citing the independent autopsy findings, stated that there was red discoloration in the tissue at the back of Nolan's head. The reason for that discoloration was listed as unknown. The forensic pathologist conducted what is known as a multi-layer dissection, removing tissue layer by layer from the skin down through subcutaneous fat and into the muscle beneath. This level of examination had reportedly not been performed in that manner during the state autopsy. Red discoloration, back of the skull, cause unknown, and then this. Parts of Wells' throat were retained by the state medical examiner during the official autopsy. The official explanation is that this is common forensic pathology practice. And it can be. But when the rest of the evidence in this case carries the weight it carries, a retained throat and an unknown head wound are not details you file quietly and move on from. The official autopsy results have been sealed, pending grand jury review. A grand jury is now reviewing the evidence in the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Grand juries are not convened for open and shut accidents. They are convened when a prosecutor believes the evidence may support criminal charges. That is the legal framework this case has entered. And it entered it quietly, without a press conference, without a statement, and without the public fully understanding what it means. This is the moment I need you to comment again. Because the grand jury development combined with the sealed autopsy and the empty phone is either the most coincidental collection of unexplained details in one case, or it is exactly what Christine Wells Wansley believes it is. Tell me in the comments which side you are on. The debate in this comment section is going to be intense, and you need to be part of it. You are watching Darkness of Beneath Crimes. We go deeper. We stay longer. We do not leave until the documented evidence has been fully examined. If this investigation matters to you, like this video right now and subscribe to this channel. Every single like tells the algorithm this story deserves to be seen by more people. Nolan's story deserves to be seen by more people. Hit that button now. Now let us address the friend's position fully and fairly. Because this channel does not present one side. One of Wells' friends stated publicly that no one was in contact with Nolan's phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck, and that none of them had access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. He said there was no reason for anybody to touch that phone. Several of the friends reportedly submitted to a voice stress analysis examination, described as an alternative to a traditional polygraph test that measures stress indicators in the voice. According to what was communicated to investigators, the results indicated no deception. One of the friends, identified as Warren, also reportedly cooperated with law enforcement independently. State that clearly. The friends deny all wrongdoing. They say they had no password. They say they had no motive. They say they gave the phone back without touching it. And their examinations, while not traditional polygraphs, returned results consistent with truthful responses. But here is the documented problem with any account that begins with "we never touched the phone." Christine Wells Wansley tracked the phone using Life 360 after Nolan's disappearance. The phone was found at the home of one of the boys involved in the boating trip. Additionally, the location data from Life 360 and the location data from Snapchat reportedly did not match. Two separate tracking systems tied to the same device told different stories. Mismatched GPS data. The phone at a friend's house. Two empty Snapchat accounts. And a 21-day legal deadline counting down against 5 technology companies. These are not accusations. These are documented facts present in court filings. And the technology companies now subpoenaed hold the evidence that will either confirm or completely disprove every concern Christine Wells Wansley has raised. The legal battle expanded significantly beyond the subpoenas. Attorneys working on behalf of the Wells family sent intent to sue letters to Nolan's friends, their families, local law enforcement agencies, prosecutors, the coroner's office, and the state medical examiner's office. Every entity that touched this case received a legal notice instructing them to preserve all evidence in its original, unaltered form and to suspend any automatic deletion or overwrite functions that could erase potential evidence. Read that instruction carefully. Suspend automatic deletion. That is a direct legal command aimed at preventing the exact thing the family already believes happened once. They are building a wall around every piece of existing evidence. They are making certain that what remains cannot be quietly removed before the grand jury has a chance to see it. And then the federal government stepped in. The FBI is reportedly assisting the investigation, which is headed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. When the FBI enters a local death investigation in Mississippi, the word local loses most of its meaning. Federal involvement signals that the evidentiary questions in this case have risen to a level that local resources and authority alone cannot adequately address. An Attorney General review and independent federal oversight of the investigation followed. The architecture of accountability surrounding this case grew larger and more serious with every passing week. Here is what the cloud servers will reveal when those 21 days expire. And this is the moment where digital forensics becomes the most powerful tool in this entire investigation. The subpoenas demand records going far beyond simple message content. They demand metadata. Metadata is the data about the data. It includes when a file was created, when it was modified, when it was deleted, from which device, from which IP address, and at what precise timestamp each action occurred. Metadata is the part of a digital record that most people never think about. And it is the part that is almost impossible to fully erase without leaving evidence that an erasure was attempted. Here is the specific chain the servers will either confirm or break. If Nolan was using his phone on July 4th after 11:14 a.m. when the boat arrived at Horn Island, the server timestamps will show it. Those posts, those snaps, those messages will carry timestamps from that day. And they will be compared directly against what was or was not present on his physical phone when it was returned to Christine. If there is a gap between what the servers recorded and what remained on the device, that gap is evidence. Not speculation. Not theory. Digital evidence admissible in a court of law, time-stamped, IP addressed, and signed by the server infrastructure of companies that have no personal stake in who is guilty or innocent. The server never picks a side. It simply records what happened. And in 21 days, that record belongs to Christine Wells. There is a $125,000 reward for any information leading to the truth of what happened to Nolan Xavier Wells. $125,000. That number represents how far beyond the official investigation this family has had to travel to find answers that should have been provided from the beginning. If you were on Horn Island on July 4th, 2026, if you were on the water near Horn Island that day, if you received a message from anyone involved in this case, if you have any photograph, any video, any communication that was sent or received on that day, the Jackson County Sheriff's Department tip line is the place to direct that information. The documented contact number for tips in this case is 228-769-3631. Not for speculation, not for rumors, for documented information, for anything you actually witnessed or received. That reward exists because the truth has not yet been fully reached. And it exists because Christine Wells refuses to stop until it is. Let me now say directly what this case ultimately represents. Not just for Nolan, but for every family who has ever been handed a phone that should have been full and found it empty. We live in a world where every moment of our lives is documented digitally. Every location logged. Every message stored. Every image timestamped and synced to a server somewhere in the world. That infrastructure exists whether we think about it or not. And in most cases, we only notice it when something goes wrong. Something went very wrong on Horn Island on July 4th, 2026. And the digital infrastructure of 5 technology companies may be the only neutral witness left. When those 21 days expire, the data those companies produce will either confirm the official position that Nolan's death was a tragic accident with no criminal dimensions, or it will expose something that the people who handled that phone before Christine did are hoping she never finds. Either way, the truth is coming. Not because of a press conference. Not because of a protest. Not because of social media outrage. Because a mother used the court system, digital forensics law, and 21 days of legal countdown to force the truth out of servers that do not care about anyone's story. Nolan Xavier Wells was born on August 19, 2007. He was 18 years old, a college football player, a wide receiver, a son who would come to his mother before bed just to take a picture together. He went to Horn Island on the 4th of July, 2026 and never came home. His phone came back. His Snapchat accounts came back empty. His GPS data did not match. His autopsy returned undetermined. His throat was retained. His skull carried red discoloration with no confirmed cause. His case is now before a grand jury with sealed evidence. His mother filed 5 simultaneous subpoenas against 5 technology companies and is waiting for 21 days of answers. He deserved to turn 19. He deserved to keep playing football. He deserved to keep taking pictures with his mother before bed. He deserved the truth. And this channel will not stop covering this case until every piece of that truth is on the table for the world to see. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the data the companies hand over in the next 21 days will change the direction of this investigation? Do you believe the empty phone is evidence of deletion or evidence of a teenager who simply left his phone on the boat? Do you believe the undetermined autopsy result and the sealed grand jury findings point toward something more than an accident? This comment section is your space. Debate, challenge, question. That is how we find the truth together. This is Darkness of Beneath Crimes. Every case we cover, we go deeper than the surface, deeper than the headlines, deeper than every other channel covering the same story. If Nolan Wells deserves the full truth, and he absolutely does, like this video right now, subscribe to Darkness of Beneath Crimes. Turn on notifications so you are the first to know when the next development in this case breaks. Because when those 21 days expire and the companies respond, we will be right here breaking it down detail by detail. You need to be here when that happens. We are watching. We are not leaving. And we will not look away.